everybody. Dirk here from Loki's Reverie. You see, I've got my work Loki's Reverie shirt on, so I'm good to go. It's Tuesday night, a little bit after 7 p.m., October the 7th. Thus far, we have two of some of our major attractions built. We've got the ghoul with the severed head going back and forth. It's going to be dripping blood. We have our flying crank ghost done, which I didn't really need to go do a big tutorial on that because you can look up all sorts of ways to build awesome ones on the net. Tonight we're going to start on and hopefully finish an electric chair. We're going to use a reciprocating saw that I got at the local pawn shop for $10, a couple strobe lights, and a fake dummy that's hinged at the waist, so when the reciprocating saw is going, it will be jumping back and forth like it's getting electrocuted. Couple that with black lights, the fact it'll be in the dark, it should be a really, really cool effect when kids step on the pressure switches and activate the thing. Now, just quick pointers about this, because I'm not going to go step by step of cutting the board, the dimensions, and all that kind of stuff. Remember, you can use whatever you have on hand to build props. You only really need to worry about what people are going to see. And when you build props, build towards your effect. Have the effect in mind, and build your prop to go for that. Don't be so rigid that you refuse to change your plans. You don't see any other alternatives. Remember, it's Halloween. The whole point is to have fun and be creative without worrying about how things are going to be or how they're going to look. Right now, I've got a bunch of scrap lumber lying around here in my very, very clean, pristine garage, and some outside. I'm going to slap together a chair real quick, and when that's done, we'll set it up and show you how that's going, and then go on how to build the body. All right, have fun. See you in a bit. Now see, that didn't take too long. About one album worth, like I said, made out of scrap wood here. It's actually pretty sturdy. And I'll show you the construction of the chair real quick. I have to understand, right now we're in just getting the rough framing part done. So it's not perfect, it's not going to be perfect. And that's even creepier if it's not perfect. Okay, and what we have here is obviously a chair. I just used some scrap wood here that I had for the seat. You see, it's really not even in there that good. It doesn't matter. It's going to be painted. It's going to be covered by a dummy. I've got a nice width here. I've got some places, let's see, can you see any of these legs here? Put some strapping on here. Use 2x4s right here for the arms, nice and sturdy. 2x4 back. We're going to have stuff coming up here, you know, big thing going over the head. And you notice this is the important part here. This is where this board sticking out of the back of the chair here, this is where we're going to mount the reciprocating saw. And that's what's going to move the body. And there you have it. Quick and dirty. Use some 3-inch screws, some 2-inch screws, some 1 1/4-inch screws. Now when she's all done, we'll paint the thing up here and we'll make it look nice and electric cherry. Just made up a new word. You've seen the chair, of course. There you go. Spotlights, kind of like deer hunting videos. Now, the back is what's important here. You see, I've added in a couple of things. Here I have the reciprocating saw mounted upside down. Mounted upside down. And, let's see, how can we see this? Ah! Okay, so here you go. You see, I put an armature in here. Shaky cam. Alright, I put an armature in here. It is attached to the blade, and there's a nice big hole I drilled in here. It's really fun drilling through tool steel, by the way, onto this blade. And this armature moves back and forth. Now this distance from here to the fulcrum, since this has a 1-inch throw, it's about 5 times the distance here. So when this thing goes, this bar here will move the body back and forth. I'll run a little demo here. I don't know how well you can see this. Okay, here we go. And that'll be a really good fright for the kids. Here is the finished electric chair prop. I've got tin foil mounted on the arms and the legs and on the back there. This is a baseball fan helmet mounted to a piece of carpet end that I just bent and put in place with a wire. I had some big old wires that I pulled out of a trash bin somewhere that I thought would look cool, and that's all mounted into a furring strip to make the seat look just a little bit better, I mounted it down with cardboard and a staple gun. Now, of course, you'll look at it and you'll say, well, this isn't perfect, but you know something? It's Halloween. It doesn't matter if it's perfect. In fact, the less perfect you can make it, the more rugged, the more nasty looking, the better. Now all you got to do is make the body. I'm going to use one of the foam skulls, some chicken wire, and an old router case I have that's kind of torso shaped. I was lucky enough to find a prisoner shirt at Goodwill for a couple bucks, so we'll pop that on, and a pair of old pants there. I'm sure the wife will be happy about that. And so there you go, and as you can see, the mechanics are mounted in the back. We'll make the body, we'll clothe them up, and we'll put in the light, and then we'll give her a test. Alright, it's getting late night, Friday night. As you can see, we've made our dummy here. This is a $4 zombie mask, an old movie headline around. That is a router case with the kid's shirt over it. The sleeves are a little bit short, so we used some trash bags because that's what we had. Old guitar strap for strapping it in. My work gloves, which I'm sure the wife will be real happy about. Old pair of pants. The arms, here we go. The arms and the legs are made out of chicken wire. The head is one of the foam skulls we made in one of the first tutorials. You can kind of see how everything's set up on the back here. The armature goes into the back of there. We got a whole thing sitting on a bucket. And up here we have mounted, right in my daughter's face there, we have mounted a yellow strobe light. Alright, we've done a couple test runs of this thing. And I know it's getting kind of dark, but we're going to hook it up to a pressure switch and to see how the whole thing works. So here we go.
I'll look random driver. Let's see how much they freak out. I don't think they notice. Continue.
One last look. Actually, these are my winter boots. Okay. Alright, take two. Alright, here we have our 12-volt battery substitute. This is our power supply. It is wired into our pressure switch, which of course is wired into the relay, which goes into all the mechanisms. We got everything all set up. Here's our pressure switch and our test subject here, who is going to inadvertently step on the pressure switch, so we get to see how Jenkins here goes. Alright, are you ready? Step on the pressure switch. Woohoo! 1.21 gigawatts! We have activation. Alright.
Yeah,
now hang on, I'm going to turn off our test light here and we'll give it one more shot. Alright, go ahead. Alright, let's see what we got here. Not bad. And there we go. Alright, happy Halloween everybody from Loki's Reverie.